So today we got an update for you. This morning we had a mini excavator and a skid steer dropped off, and we started digging for underground. You can see that behind us. Got a trench opened up today. So this is for the electrical line, and we also got a well shed that's getting built in the back right now. So I want to go ahead and give you a little tour, give you an update on what we started on day one out here once we broke some grounds. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take a look. All right, so right now I'm over here by this telephone pole, and you can see this is where we're actually getting our power. If you look all the way up to the top, you can see the transformer at the top up there. And so what we have to do is with our underground is we have our 3-inch conduit, which is good up to a 400 amp panel. So you run 3-inch Schedule 40 conduit, and this is coming all the way, this trench that's all the way back this way. We'll walk over there in a minute. But what you have is this is going to have to come up here. This 3-inch conduit comes to here, and it's going to come up right up underneath this transformer. So we're going to bring this up right here and sweep this up here. We'll actually leave this a little short, and then the power company will hook onto it. But this has to have 30 inches of cover over the top of it, meaning there's 30 inches of dirt on top of our conduit. So this right here, we're at 36 inches deep, so we got plenty that's going right here. And then what we're going to do here, there is actually there's no low voltage here. So like your cable or your phone or anything like that on this pole, currently right now, it's underground. But if they do upgrade the facilities and they do bring it overhead, we want to make sure we have a 1-inch conduit that comes here. So Schedule 40 conduit will run here up on this side, so we can pick that up later if need be, if it becomes available. And one thing we have to do is we have to make sure that we have 12 inches of separation horizontally or vertically between that low voltage line and the actual high voltage, which is our electric line. Make sure we don't have interference with those two systems. So, all right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and we'll walk down this trench, and I'll show you what's going on in the back. Okay, so right here, what we're gonna do, this is kind of, you can look actually up this way, you can see the pole. So at this point right here, we are gonna put in a remote meter base, or it's a permanent meter base, but it's not attached to the house. And what we're gonna have is the poles, we're gonna have some 2-inch thick steel poles we're going to put in here, and they'll be about 4 feet apart. And then we're actually going to set a 200 amp meter base within a 200 amp sub panel that'll go right here. And then we're going to have our 3-inch conduit will sweep up in right here, and then our 2-inch will go out. That'll go over to our well house, which has 60 amps. That'll be going over to that. So that panel, we're going to get a template that we're going to show you. I'll probably show you that possibly tomorrow. We're going to build a template. Because this trench runs right where our posts are going to go, we're having to build a template, put our conduits in this template, and then we will end up, then we'll have our conduits in the right spot, and then we'll take and backfill all this, and then we'll put our poles in, and then we'll be right in the right spot with our conduit. So that's what we're doing there. So we'll go ahead here, and we're going to go back, and we're actually going to take a look at the rest of the trench, and I'll show you. Actually, one other thing I forgot, because we're going to put in, we got our water line we're going to run over here, because we have septic here and we have power. We're going to put a 50 amp outlet here for our RV. Someone want to plug in. We got sewer, water, power all right here, and then we're going to run another water line back to the well shed over that way, as well as that'll be, I think we're going to run 1.5 or 2-inch, and then the other line that'll be out of poly. And what else are we doing? We're doing a 2-inch conduit Schedule 40 that'll take care of the 60 amp electric, and then a 1-inch for a possible future 1-inch conduit coming back for future electric that we don't know about today. So that's it. We'll go ahead and walk back to the back now. All right, so let's take a walk to the back here. We're gonna make sure this trench is 3 feet deep so we can get enough cover on top of our water line and stay below the frost line, which is at 2 feet. You can see the well shed getting built here right now. They're just making a few adjustments on the studs in the back. And also, I'll show you here where we're going to undermine. Whoa, almost had an accident. That was almost a workers' comp claim. Okay, so this right here, we're going to undermine the footings here. And we're going to take our electrical line right in here, and so we can get our 60 amp panel. We set up a 14.5-inch bay right here so we could get our panel, electrical panel in here. And then we have our Sorry, I'm having a hard time focusing here after let's see that go on. So we're gonna take our water line right underneath where he's standing right there. It's gonna go on the inside. Then we're gonna make up a manifold inside here. So you can see some of the old plumbing that's in here, but we're gonna burn our water in on the back. So that's a quick little tour. All right, so thanks for taking a walk around with me. I hope you learned something as far as what we're doing here at the underground and little well shed we're putting in. So we're gonna do a lot of updates on this project this week. We got the house being torn down, property cleaned up, and this underground going in. So we'll get the sub panel set for the electrical as well. So we'll keep you posted on the new changes. And if you got questions, let us know. If you need help building, buying, or selling your home or land, visit our website at realpropertytv.com. Thanks again for tuning in.